Hello and welcome to the sixth session of our daily reflections this week. We've been reflecting on the concept of Sabbath and listening to extracts from Nicola Slee's book Sabbath, the hidden heartbeat of our lives. Our reading today comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 4 verses 9 to 11. So then, a Sabbath rest still remains for the people of God. For those who enter God's rest also cease from their labours, as God did from his. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one may fail through such disobedience as theirs. We need Sabbath to step back from the habitual round of absorbing activity in order to bring us back to our senses, to enable us to recover our sense of ourselves, to hear our song and to sing it. The Sabbath space strips and heals us of the layers of accretion that have grown over our perception of ourselves, our sense of vocation, the meaning of our work and our lives. Sabbath clears away the clutter and enables us to see clearly to the heart of who we are and what we are about. Sabbath makes a space in which we may recall and reclaim what we endlessly are prone to forget, that we are not the product of our own labours or the sum of our accomplishments, that we do not earn our worth or salvation, but that we are graced into being, formed for pleasure, for relationship and for work that is intrinsically meaningful and worthwhile. The meaning of our work lies not first and foremost in what we may accomplish, the outcome which we are the essential drivers of work in most spheres of activity in our contemporary world, but the rightness of fit for our own God-given graces and talents, the way in which our work expresses who and what we are and what we have been given by God. When there is this rightness of fit, our work reflects and celebrates something of the extraordinary variety, bounty and beauty of creation and of the Creator. Sabbath reminds us that we are made for and of the Creator. Sabbath reminds us that we are made for joy, for beauty, for glory, to shine out with the particular glory that is ours and ours alone, and that will reflect in a way that no other life can, something of the glory of God. The regular rhythmic stepping back of Sabbath is essential for us to gain some kind of true and lasting perspective on our work, to recognise its real worth, including the worth of what must ultimately fall and return to dust. While we labour in the fields, for which we read classroom, studio, factory, hospital, boardroom, kitchen, law court or whatever, we are too immersed in the immediacy of our labour to be able to assess its real worth. It is only as we step back for longer or shorter periods of time that we can begin to see from a wider vantage point and judge clearly the worth of our work and the ways in which it is shaping and challenging us. In the light of such clarity, we are enabled to make fresh choices about whether or how to re-engage when we return to work. Some questions to reflect on. From where do you get your sense of identity, of who you are? What do you consider to be your vocation? Do you feel able to fulfill it? How about that altar in this changing time we're going through? Do you give yourself space to reflect on your vocation, your calling? And how do we value the roles of others? Has this been altered by going through the pandemic crisis? Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you that our identity is in you as your children, not in our achievements. Thank you that you have a particular calling for each of us as unique individuals. Please help all who are having to review their work and vocation in this pandemic crisis and its effects. Help us to value all roles in our society and help us to recognise the key roles of those who are often we have seen as unimportant, such as carers, shop workers and farm workers. Amen.